Okay, so my name is Valerie Wolfgang. Today I will present you briefly my project, The Silence of the Balkans, which you can see in the Mezzanini area in Weltmuseum. First of all, I would like to give you a short intro of what is my work in general, so you can get the framework. I'm a multimedia artist, film director, videographer, transdisciplinary art researcher and mentor from Slovenia. Fields of my work are often connected with memory, with relationship between man and technology, and I often deal with the importance of documentation and creating an archive for the past and the future. And in my works, I often deal with freedom, the topics of freedom, limitations, borders, and individual against the society, and society, how it impacts the identity and how it influences the one person versus the world. Media and techniques which I often use in my works are quite contemporary. I often deal with augmented reality, with virtual reality, with very emerging technologies. As you can see here, brain-computer interface, virtual reality, augmented reality, and various different techniques, which are just the basic tools of creating the artworks. And now let's go to the project, which you can see here in the museum. So I titled the work The Silence of the Balkans. It was inspired by social political events, the so-called refugee crisis. Here you can see the pictures which I took on my journey down to south, in the opposite way of the so-called Balkan route, which was named by the media when the situation started to happen in the Balkans. The aim of the project was to create the documentation, the archiving of the political things which were starting to happen around 2015. And I was following the state of memory, so towards the past events, what was happening in Yugoslavia. And during my research, I became aware of this generation gap, which is, I would say, a big problem, because at least in my generation, we somehow were disconnected with our common lands, with the heritage of Yugoslavia, because I was born after the breakup of the Yugoslavia. And I used the sound as the main media of creating the installation, because the sound in visual arts is often not being paid attention to too much, but it creates a lot of subconscious feelings. It can trigger many emotions, which I connect with different symbolism, especially in this project with the Balkan culture. So the elements which were used in the research are, for example, meditation, concentration, focus. I used various sketches. I started to write poetry, and I was focusing on different textures, sounds, and everything I found on my journey down to south. And the quote which was inspiring at the beginning of the research was by Jože Plečnik: "You are transient, only your works preserve your memory." So this was just like the starting point of the project, but now I would like to just briefly guide you through the whole path. First of all, it started all with the journey. So the journey was the so-called the reverse Balkan route. In 2015, the first migration wave reached Slovenia, and in the media we were really bombarded with different conspiracy theories that suddenly the country will collapse, the borders started to close. It was a big panic happening in different newspapers, in cafe shops. You could listen to different conspiracy theories. And several Balkan countries actually started to build defenses, and I was starting to get worried what this will happen and how it will change, and even broader again, the connections which we have with our common lands. So my questions and mission in the whole project was to travel through this path down to the south and do the documentation, to question media reports. I realized there was many fake news. I was meeting local people. I was researching this common heritage, which I was not aware of, even that we have so many connections with our ancestors from the south, because I grew up in this way that we should strive more towards the Northern Europe, towards the world, but we often forget that we are very much connected with our neighbors, and we should try to learn as much as possible from our common lands. And these borders are often dividing us, and this was my mission, to finally travel down south where I never traveled before. And I was constantly, at the beginning of the project, searching one symbolic connection. What is actually connecting us all, like universal connection? And I came to the realization that the ultimate connection is our final day, the passing, the death, in a way. So we all end up underground in one way or another at the end of our journey. And that's why I realized I should visit as many graveyards as possible on my way down, because the graveyards are not just the points where we are physically ending our life, but on the graveyards you can see various culture differences, you can see different alphabet, architecture. It's like graveyards are amazing places where you can see what are the differences and the common connections, but not just that, you can see how the politics from the past was developing, and it's a lot of symbolism also present in these graveyards. So this was the development of the project. The topic, which was very important for me, was mapping the memory. I realized that the memory is like really, it's a organic, fragile state. It's constantly changing. Some people remember the same story in a different way. So this was very important for me, how to focus on this topic of the memory. So the storytelling, which I already mentioned with the generation gap, is also very interesting to me, because also in the process of education, we were often not taught about the recent past and the history which was happening in the Balkans. We were often taught how the Greeks were living, Egyptians, but nobody was mentioning in my education what was happening in the Balkans 20 years ago or 10 years ago, which is not so long ago. So all this I was connecting with the media manipulation and the educational system, and I used various methodologies. So first of all, the first phase, I studied our elderly education and media stories. Then I went on the field with the car all the way to the south, and I did this extensive documentation where I was collecting materials. And then the important part was also reflection. After I returned back, what happened with all these materials, with the sound recordings, with photo documentation, video documentation. And the most important phase was for me also now the reproduction of this memory. So this means the installation, how I represented all this, all these materials once again in the gallery space, in the museum space, and how this is like a basic platform to continue the narration, the discussions, to open the debates, and how to start like really in detail map the memory of the common lands of the Balkans. So this gives me to the next phase, the documentation phase, and the importance of archiving. As I already mentioned, here are some photo examples I took on the way. So I was focusing also on the visual aspects of documentation. I was really paying attention to details and doing different sketches. From these sketches, I started to write poetry, so the whole thing inspired me a lot also to go also into a very poetic way. And while I was recording the audio, for example, I decided that on each graveyard I will spend at least an hour and record this audio. And as you probably know, when you are recording the audio, it requires time. So if you're recording for an hour, you need to be still for an hour and really be quiet and silent. And what I was doing in this hour was really important for me, because I was, in a way, meditating and reflecting on the topics which were opened through this whole of the Balkan situation. So on each graveyard I started to reflect, and I was realizing many things which became a poetry and different notes, and all this important data which I am now collecting and creating the virtual layer in the museum. I will talk about it a bit later. And part of this research process, the sound recording, is also the video documentation. So I was with the dash recording camera recording the whole reverse refugee path, which you can also experience in the virtual reality layer in the installation. And while I was traveling, I was, of course, using the GPS and all this technology. And when I returned back, I was getting a lot of sponsored message on different social media about the Balkans, about refugees, and of course, this gave me once again very important notice that we are constantly being surveilled. And I was starting to think, of course, how the technology is now influencing also the migration paths, how the face recognition, the GPS servers are constantly saving our locations. And it all brought me to the question of the freedom once again and being free in the land of technology. And the part of the project is also a short film which I created. It is titled The Road, Artificial Intelligence is My Stalker. So this film is also possible to watch in the museum. I will just play it briefly at the background. Now lower the sound because I just want to make a conclusion out of this, but the video will remain playing in the background. So in this museum, you can now experience the sound installation where you can listen to different soundscape from the warriors' graveyards from the Balkan route. I recreated the map of the route which I traveled, but it is recreated in an artistic, contemporary way. It is, of course, being a symbolic map in the gallery. But beside this physical installation and the sound which you can listen, there is also the augmented reality layer in the gallery itself, which you can scan with your mobile phone, the QR code, and it opens the digital world which is present in the case of my installation. And the idea is that it is like now a basic platform which serves as a tool where you can explore in the same space virtual elements which I put in the gallery. So these elements are different objects from the Balkan and the stories around it, different sketches. You can explore my poetry. And the idea in the next months is that I invite also other people to include their own virtual objects in the gallery in the connection with the Balkans, and to create the digital archive which will serve in a way as a virtual experience in the museum, but it will also tell a story of our common lands, of our connections. And in this way I want to show that technology is not here just to surveil us, to constantly pay attention to how we move, but we can use it also as a tool to represent the memory, the heritage, and to be free, creative in a way that also works of other people can enter the museum space and become part of the collection. So this is my short presentation of the project.